A nobleman's son watched his father kill a man in a duel. One act of violence, and he ran straight into a monastery. He'd spend the next 70 years tearing monasteries apart and rebuilding them from scratch. Here's what Christ says in today's gospel. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and decay destroy, and thieves break in and steal. But store up treasures in heaven. Then comes the line that should stop you cold, Matthew chapter 6, verse 21. For where your treasure is, there also will your heart be. Not your intentions. Not your feelings. Your heart. Christ isn't offering a suggestion here. He's diagnosing a condition. Whatever you cling to most tightly, that's where your heart already lives. St. John Chrysostom, preaching on this exact passage in the 4th century, insisted that Christ commands concrete almsgiving and works of mercy that literally store up treasure in heaven. Not some vague inner attitude of detachment. Actual, visible, costly renunciation. Romuald was born around 951 into the Onesti family, minor Italian nobility. Wealth. Standing. A future already mapped out. Then his father, in a dispute over property, treasure on earth, killed a relative in a duel. Romuald was so shattered by the violence that he fled to a Benedictine monastery to do 40 days of penance for his father's sin. 40 days. That's all he planned. He never left. Here's what most people get wrong about Romuald, though. They picture a gentle hermit, a quiet soul who wandered into the woods looking for peace. That's not what happened. Romuald walked into that monastery and found it rotten, monks living in comfort, ignoring the rule, hoarding the very earthly treasures Christ warned against. He didn't look away. He became a militant reformer. Deposed lax abbots. Imposed strict asceticism on communities that had grown fat and comfortable. He didn't negotiate with corruption, he confronted it. Monastery after monastery, across Italy, he arrived like a fire. The monks who couldn't take the heat. They left. Or they were removed. This wasn't popular. Romuald was resisted, slandered, even physically attacked. But he kept going, because he understood something those comfortable monks didn't. The Catechism puts it plainly in paragraph 2544. Jesus enjoins his disciples to prefer him to everything and everyone, and bids them to renounce all that they have for his sake and that of the gospel. All. Not most. Not what's convenient. All. If this is hitting you, smash that like button, it really does help the channel. Around 1012, Romuald had a vision. Monks dressed in white, climbing a ladder that reached from earth into heaven. That vision became the Camaldolese hermitage at Camaldoli, a community built on silence, solitude, and absolute poverty. Monks in white. Ascending. You can almost see it. That image alone tells you where Romuald's treasure was. But he didn't keep his reform to himself. He sent disciples outward. Some traveled to Poland to evangelize the Slavs, and in 1003, 5 of those monks were murdered for the faith. They're known as the Five Polish Martyrs. Romuald's poverty wasn't just about his own soul. It bore fruit in the blood of martyrs, men who had nothing left to cling to on this earth. So they could give everything. Including their lives.